A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Mystic Starport was also a place. Hi everyone, my name is Philip and I'm the living force for this game. And joining me are my wonderful players. Say, it's a trap, players.
It's a trap.
Players.
Yeah, that's good. I tried to give you a different line to say than just the normal ones, but I guess the most obvious one I must have done. Say hello there, players. Right? I must have done that at some point.
I don't think you have.
I don't think you have.
I've never been there.
It's a great idea that'll never happen.
Wow, what do you have there, Philip?
Just some bantha milk. Don't worry about it. The problem is,
Me too.
You have to put in such a small amount of blue food coloring to make the bantha milk.
You didn't put that on my tab, did you?
Yes.
So anyway, I mean, come on, Noel Shay, are you really mad that everyone gets blue milk on your tab? Come on, it's fine.
Yes!
Come on, you're not poor.
Well,
we know you got the money.
That is true. Speaking of, actually, that is a, well, we'll get into what's going on in today's game. But I'm very excited. There's a lot of Star Warsing going on. We won't talk about any spoilers or anything on stream, but you know, between Mandalorian season 3 ending, Bad Batch.
There was a season 3?
There was. You should check it out. Except according to the internet, you might not like it, but personally, I genuinely loved it.
I can't understand it. That season was just episode after episode of incredibly strong
very
stuff.
fun stuff. Also, Bad Batch season 2 was so good, but I probably am alone in this group of having seen that thus far. But it's really
About
good.
halfway.
You saw season 2?
Yeah.
That's good.
I've seen approximately 4 episodes of that.
Also, the third in a trilogy of comic miniseries that sort of took place between, kind of like we're replacing the old Shadows of the Empire dash Rendar continuity, called War of the Bounty Hunters, Crimson Reign, and now Hidden Empire. This 3-part kind of series of miniseries has been going on for the past couple years. That also just came to an end. Overall, I would say in a fulfilling way. So, lots going on in the world of comics, and I'm looking forward to in maybe a week or two finding a cinematic playthrough of the soon-to-be released Jedi Survivor, because
the biggest game released to date.
Wait, is it out yet?
No, but we know what
Next
we know what the file size is for the downloads.
Oh, how big
is
is it?
157 gigs.
That is 157 gigs.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
3 Blu-ray discs worth of content.
That's for the new Star Wars game, right?
Yeah, for Jedi Survivor.
We can give him a mullet. That's what it's all for.
now that the disc, even if you get it on disc, that's just a key to say I bought the game. They're still gonna just download the whole thing to your hard drive. That's just.
I remember those days.
So you need a hard drive that has 100 and wow.
Well, most of the consoles come with like about a 800 gigs to a terabyte of space.
Do they? Because I was looking at some and I thought they were giving me. I think the high end versions do that, right?
No, that's pretty standard. The for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're both terabyte is the.
But what about
smallest amount.
Series S? What about Series S?
I think that one also has like a decent sized hard drive.
Delete everything. You'll make it.
Because I don't own any of those systems. I'd have to buy one, and I'm not good at video games, so I probably won't buy one.
That's fair.
I have been just playing. My speed is a free game on Apple Arcade called Lego Star Wars Battles. That's basically Clash Royale, but with Star Wars Legos, and it's good, but and it is free. Like you can't spend money, you know, so we can't whatever. But like the matchmaking on it, guys. I need games to no longer be multiplayer because the matchmaking. It's like I think it's probably just algorithmically impossible to do well. Or do any games like notably have good matchmaking? I don't play very many video games. Like, do any? Yeah, please. I mean, like, what are some that are like known to like
any of the like really competitive games, like your Apex Legends, your Fortnites, things like that are gonna. They're entirely exclusively multiplayer, so they live and die on their matchmaking ability.
So they have to do good.
They have to do well, and it's a big deal when it isn't good. Although there was it
Counter-Strike where like you're in a waiting room and then they put you on
exactly like that.
I play games sometimes.
You play Counter-Strike. That's more.
You mentioned a game that is still like an incredibly popular, viable esports game. So, although because I think there was There was a fun problem though of like the I think it was Diablo Immortal, right? Where they couldn't matchmake and people had spent like $300,000
I can't. That is
to get themselves up to to cap themselves, but no one else had spent $300,000, so they couldn't play the game. They paid $300,000 to not be able to play the game.
Yeah, that's a
incredible.
Almost
incredible.
Like
speaking of games, that's a specific person never mentions this at the end of our games, but Moses plays Overwatch on stream very often.
I do.
You do?
Lauren's supposed to play with me, but
No, he keeps trying to get me to, but I'm bad at it. I'm trying to get better at FPS. I know what I will. Okay, but he brings
I'm
it.
glad she brought it up. Now I know she's not. There's no guilt. She's just like, yeah, Moses does it. Fuck
I'm
it,
trying
right?
to hype you up.
I see.
I didn't come here to be attacked today.
I'm thinking it's eating her up on the inside. Clearly not.
I mean, I
She's
think
like-
you must have come here to be attacked today because it's a game and we
Well, that's true.
attacking them.
Yeah. I'm a glutton for punishment.
I also I see a comment from James from Texas, which is TikTok keeps telling me about some Star Wars game.
Doesn't exist.
Starkiller
Never existed.
It did exist. Well, and interestingly, this brings up so Starkiller is I will just say like Starkiller is a Legends video game character from The Force Unleashed. Was played, I think, both voice and was there even motion capture back then, or the likeness? Was
I know,
like
but they
Sam
definitely modeled.
Witwer
They
guy.
definitely
Yeah.
modeled the likeness off Sam Witwer.
But I was playing, or Kevin, I am saying this publicly, not that it's a big deal. I kind of have like fallen off of Galaxy of Heroes, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, just because it's like I just did something where I just like
Everyone
unlocked another
cancel your
thing.
subs. This is not a real Star Wars stream
I mean,
anymore.
but it's just like it's just like unless I start spending money, I'm just never gonna like get more. Like I just like it's just like a grind and there's no purpose to it. So, but I was Starkiller is one of the characters on there. He's like a kind of like you can. If you get all the other because they do have tons of Legends characters on that, which is pretty fun. They have multiple they have like 12 characters from KOTOR, and then they have him and Mara Jade and
I will say that first Force Unleashed game with Starkiller has one of the coolest moments in all of Star Wars video games in it. That is incredibly fun to play. So I highly recommend.
Oh yeah, no yeah, check. I've played. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought there was some big bundle sale recently where you could get like
I'm
all
sure
the
there
games.
I did see that bundle sale recently. Actually, it was the Force Unleashed games, Episode 1 Racer, which is still perfect. It was also like Republic Commando, which I think is a very well regarded, just very well done for the time, and probably is still fun to play. This game would probably not have been in that bundle. Rebel Assault, the full motion video rail shooter. Full motion video cutscenes in a rail shooter. There's Rebel Assault and then Rebel Assault 2. Actually, maybe only Rebel Assault 2 at full. I think they were both FMV. Anyway, guys, enough about FMV. Can we please stop talking about full motion video cutscenes? Oh my god, guys, can we just
that's
stop?
what I came here. That's what I came here to do, Philip. That's it. I'm gonna stall out for the next 2 hours.
I don't even know what those are.
Full motion video is where rather than animating the cutscene, it cuts to like actors
Actors
like live action
acting it out.
Yeah.
That's what they
See,
back in the day. That's what they.
I remember.
Back in the 90s, it was still cheaper to do that than to like in many cases, it's just cheaper to film.
Like in Target Terror on like you could play it at movie theaters back in the day.
Oh, fuck you. I think I do remember that.
My friend and I used to beat it constantly. It was so much fun.
Yes.
Target
Yes.
Terror.
And that was a good point. Fuck you, not
points.
fuck you. I apologize.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's always fun when I say fuck you to like a new person. Like for the first time where somebody says
Just walking down the street.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry. That's a quirk of language for me. I do apologize. All right, well, I think we've vamped unnecessarily for long enough.
I'm just realizing that I think you and I have a pretty middling friendship because I don't think you've ever done that to me, which means I've never impressed you or made you laugh hard enough to do it.
This is awkward because I don't know what to like I don't know what to say to that.
You can just blow past it and start the game. That's a perfect viable response.
In that case,
A long time ago.
imagine stars, and then. The Outrider heads back down to the beautiful, watery planet of Westrata. on the edge of the Outer Rim, heading towards one of its... I'm actually going to roll a... I'm going to roll a what the heck on this.
I don't even have my dice.
Well, you should grab those.
Hour.
As it happens, heading to Mystic Starport, like a very major trading thing. Interestingly, Mystic Starport is not the most, not really one of even. It's probably one of the more populous cities, but there are other cities that have more people in them here on Westrena. But it is definitely kind of the most like the Starports there are for people who are doing more like specific Westrena-based business. Mystic Starport is kind of a space for just like whoever, landing and getting up to trouble. Speaking of such people, in Mystic Starport there's a saloon called Haldir's, where the power converters are just rocking away on stage with some sweet Corella Billy. A boom boom, a boom a boom, a boom boom boom. Boom, 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 boom. And all the brash young Corellians inside are having a great time. The same is hopefully said about a few other individuals hanging out at their sort of customary bar, sort of off to the side, or customary booth rather, off to the side. That is Bug Wowza, an antiques expert and merchant. With a lot of knowledge of sort of Clone Wars era artifacts and things of this nature. I guess I should actually be playing different music for this now that I think about it.
Play that sweet jizz.
Okay, well, honestly, that is now very specifically the power converters. They don't
play.
I mean, they can. If you talk to the power converters about it, they will be very honest and say that like jizz is at the root of so much of what they do. It starts with jizz, but they're just doing more interesting things. They're sort of shifting.
Playing with it, son.
They just play with it. They pass it back and forth.
Most of what anyone is doing springs forth from jizz.
That is true.
I regret saying
that.
That is for anyone alerting the authorities. That is the Star Wars term for jazz. That's not a joke. Literally,
because
is.
George Lucas was like, we can't just call it what it is.
Yep.
We have to make it special and.
Jizz and jats. There's also jats. How's jats different than jizz? Well,
what about jazz?
That's a question for your parents.
Viscosity.
I think jats is different than jizz in that someone felt really uncomfortable typing jizz a bunch into a book.
We have a game to play.
Sweet. So as the power converters are rocking and rolling up on kind of the little stage there, several of the bartenders, they are doing a kind of like a is it a two-step? What's the boot? What's like the Coyote Ugly, like you swing your boots around and do the sort of like a country western style thing? What's that called? The
like a line?
Not a line dance.
West Coast swing?
It's not. I know it's not West Coast swing. I'll figure it out at some point. I think it's a two-step.
Listen, they're just jizz dancing.
They're just
we can make it up.
Spinning. Yeah. So as they're, but specifically
it's
this
deep throat jive.
Okay. This is not actually that. This is what they're playing is Corella Billy, which is a very different kind of music. Has its roots in jizz, but what doesn't. So and if you ever get jizz in your roots, anyway, the point is as everyone is. Everyone's just dancing, having a great time. Haldir is shirtless, rubbing himself in oil, just dancing amazingly, talking about his beloved. And Kyle's like, yeah, you're beloved. Cool, man. Dash is sort of walking in and is kind of waving to you guys. But yeah, so we have Bug Wowza. I started introducing and then we... so we have Bug Wowza, an antiquities expert. We have Nolche Zana, a sort of a fashion designer, and also Swoop Racer, who did recently win a pretty big race. We have Zex Thorrin, a senator from Imperial Nathor, who really isn't spending much time on Imperial Nathor, so it's an interesting,
boring planet.
Interesting thing. And then we have Zazz Nenogui, who is a Jawa mechanic, accompanied by a large lifting droid named Torg, who can only say Utini. So Torg is sort of standing there, kind of Torg is just sort of like mildly rocking. You're not sure if it's in time to the music or if there's a loose servo. But sort of the four of you are over there, and Dash is kind of, he's in today, and he goes, "Hey guys, it's good to see you all here. I have a feeling something's gonna happen today. It seems like one of those days, but gotta be honest with you, at this exact moment, there's not a job. So I'll let you know if there is one, but for now, what is it, drinks on Nolshe, is that right?"
Always.
No.
I already ordered like 3 on those shit.
Fine. I will get the next round for this table only.
Well, what about the table next to us?
No, absolutely not.
Yes, miss, could we please have drinks as well? We love
No.
your largesse, no shade.
No.
We will sing
No.
songs about you.
You know what? He is a senator. And
Oh.
I, in order for, diplomacy, I think he should pay for your cap.
Senator rhymes with venator, and that was the class of vessel that destroyed my home world, so...
So
no
he
dice.
owes you, to be honest.
No
No, I
chance,
like that.
cubes. Indeed. But thank you, No Zara. We will sing songs in your honor.
Exactly.
But you can't hear them now because the Gorilla
That
Billy
sweet,
music
sweet
is too
jazz.
loud. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Sweet jazz.
Dash kind of gives Zex a look and says, You don't know much about music. This is, if you want that, you got to go to a more like, you ever been to, that's more like, that's a little smoother sounding. This is this Corella Billy garbage. There is a jizz club here if you guys want to go. I mean,
Send me the address once later.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Zax,
there is
you wanna
another
go?
place you will come give us work, then I will happily go there. But we seem to be.
I like this music.
No, I like the music too, and honestly, this is the how do I phrase this? This is the only bar where I'm comfortable doing business. Bug, you remember?
Are you like banned from others?
No. It's more.
Less watched here.
Wait, actually, look, watch, guys, come here. Kind of pulls you guys to the door, and you kind of look out, and there's a couple of Imperial stormtroopers making their way down the street. And they sort of glance in some business, and the person's like, and they sort of just, make sure everything's right. But they walk right past Haldir's. You guys are sort of looking at them, and they're just kind of like on patrol. They just walk past, and Dash kind of shakes his head and goes, Bug, remember that sort of weird vibe we got off Haldir?
Oh yeah.
I always get a weird vibe.
I don't think it's the one where you're thinking of.
Oh.
I have
Different.
a theory.
Equally weird, but different.
I have a theory that he, on some latent subconscious level, is just putting out vibes that have certain people not poke around here.
Oh, interesting.
Is
I
it
would
the music?
assume.
You ever seen an Imperial in this bar?
I'll point to Zex.
Not me.
he doesn't count.
Not openly. No.
Exactly.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I do all my
Suspicious of
business
me.
in here.
But
Yeah.
those specific vibes when they want to hunt someone like him down, that's just curious, that's all.
I'm sure that certain people might come here and sense that. But the second-rate troopers on this planet, that's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Speaking of
Interesting.
which, I'll tell you what. Anyone can do the following roll. I think this will be a straight culture roll. But let me look at any specific knowledges people have that might apply. No to you. I will say, Zex, I'm gonna let you do this as an Outer Rim political factions because the And then, yeah, nobody else would have a thing, but you can all just make a general culture. But Zex, you can roll on your outer rim political factions, and remember, you do get one bonus on that, so you get to roll the tens column twice and use the lower number.
Okay.
I got a regular success.
Regular success, okay?
Same.
I failed. Not very cultural.
No.
Got a 4.
A 4. That for you is what we call a vital, because you have an 89 in outer rim political factions.
Solid.
So Zex, you do know. So basically, Nolshay and Bug, there is an Imperial outpost in Mystic Starport. It seems to be a rather small and underfunded and understaffed one, and it's the kind of place where they do certain patrols to make it clear they're here, but as huge as the Empire is, it genuinely cannot be everywhere. So it's sort of one of those, like, we're a presence, and if things were to be a problem on Westrena, they would probably send, they'd send a larger thing. There certainly is no independent government here pushing back against it. But this is not a planet that even the most spin doctory Imperials would describe as Imperial controlled. If that makes sense. This is a planet that is has an Imperial presence. They will throw their weight around, but provided nothing pushes them too far. It's just a thing. Zex, you are even more familiar with this just by virtue of your knowledge of stuff. You know that this is actually a notably underfunded facility. There is another similarly small-scaled one in one of the larger cities, but there's also one here in Mystic Starport. They knew it was a smuggler port, so they kind of came here to keep an eye on people. Your impression is that it is less about doing any kind of law enforcement and more just being on the scene in case, if so that they have a base of operations in case there's some manhunt for some criminal who they really care about, because this is the kind of place people might flee to. So it certainly makes sense that it is not a place that you're having large numbers of Imperials. I mean, Nathor, which is also here in the Outer Rim and is not too far from this planet, has a much larger Imperial presence as you sort of more welcomed the Imperials and kind of had your Senate, your planetary Senate transfer to their control.
Yeah, you guys didn't know? This is it's just a little dung hole Imperial base. Just a bunch of bums, honestly.
I would say, though, with a 4, with a vital success, I think there's another thing that you know about this place. You have heard rumblings based on what you've heard from the Imperial garrisons on Nathor, that this one is stocked with, there are some stormtroopers, there are speeder bikes, there are ATSTs, and there are TIE fighters, but those are all, there are 2 TIE fighters, there are, 4 speeder bikes, there's 1 ATST in each place. You think they might share those 2 TIE fighters, honestly, you're not completely sure. You also know that the person here in Mystic Starport, there is a major in control. His name is Senduk, Senduk. And Senduk, Jern Senduk, is a pretty anomalous figure. You probably have even heard of him, and he is a full-blooded Zabrak, which is not common for the Empire at this time.
No.
Hollows that you've seen of him shows a person who wears a very, very sort of crisp military uniform. They say his horns are as polished as his boots, so he keeps very, he strikes a very kind of, da-da-da-da kind of vibe. But it appears, and he also has a sort of a folding, extendable, he wears like a blade at his side, which is a jaboka. Kind of as like a, sort of formal thing, which he could pull out and snap into 2. So it's a Darth Maul weapon, but just swords on each side. But with a vital, that's what an extreme would have told you. With a vital, you're actually aware of Major Senduk. You probably looked up on him before you came here to engage in illicit behavior, because there might be one Imperial. Yeah. He was sent to Mystic Starport as punishment for various failures, and though he is very formidable and intelligent and competent and has a very impressive record, short of some mistakes he's made, and it's probably the kind of thing where they might not have been his mistakes, he just took some blame. you are under the impression that this is a particularly like backwater, like lowest acceptable the stormtroopers here have the lowest acceptable percentages on their various testing to be considered stormtroopers.
They suck.
Yeah, this is like these are the stormtroopers who actually might shoot you because their aim is so bad that
right.
it somehow comes all the way back around. Yeah. So that is what you know, Zex. If you want to share that with the group, you certainly may. Again, Bug and Nolsha, you kind of know the general vibe at Zex. Zex understandably has a pretty good knowledge of Major Senduk and all
I am
of
a
this.
senator, you know?
You are, yeah. Now, I will mention, because of the one-shot nature of this, is that the plan for today's game? Anything involving Major Senduk? It's not. You just roll the thing, and I do have various characters on this planet. But if you ever wanted to go meet this person, Zex, you certainly, you could very easily get an audience in Imperial HQ here. But yeah, solo adventure, or just or bring these people as your local security if they really want to walk into an Imperial facility.
Nope.
So, as you guys are standing there, Dash kind of grabs a drink.
Imperial officers are some of my best customers.
Dash laughs at that. I'll bet they are. Nolshe, this is really good.
No.
Cheers.
This is your bar. You can get it for free. Why did you put it on my tab?
It's not my bar. What are you talking about? It's Haldir's.
You are here all the time. It's basically your bar.
Nolshe, I was just telling
Bring
you.
in a lot of customers.
Hey, Nolshe, I was just telling you how good this drink is. I didn't put it on your tab.
He's right.
What?
I did not pay.
It's not on your tab. I just wanted you to know that I really like. Do you want one? I'll get you one.
No. I'm
Okay.
lactose intolerant. I do not want one.
They can make it with fruit juice instead.
No.
I'll take one.
Sure thing. He kind of calls over one of the Twi'lek dancers. Which one? Oh, it's Naidu. She's the
Which one is that?
feisty. She's the feisty one.
Okay.
Because there was some kind of mess up with my bill.
So
Zazz, did you pay?
I don't drink. As I take a
Listen,
sip.
you don't need to pay.
You drink and then it turns to gibberish as you take off the helmet. The translator's gone.
No one's Zazz paying.
But
No,
yeah,
no
Nolshe.
helmet.
Always on no shade. Always.
I just Nolshe, I want you to know it's good. It's a good drink. That's all.
Okay, good.
Very.
I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
I have to say, I mean, you've participated in a lot of these missions, and you did great in that race. I'm just kind of curious. Are you? I mean, I'm genuinely not trying to pry here, but I'd imagine you have a pretty good nest egg.
I am doing fine for myself because
you don't
not.
you don't buy strange men drinks in bars, sure.
Exactly. I do not cover the bills of strangers. And friends I do, sparingly.
I mean, you're all doing pretty well from work, I would say. Bug, you've been there for a lot of stuff. Zazz, between work and then just your thieving, I would imagine you're in pretty good shape, right?
I would never.
I've literally hired you to. You know what? That's fine, Zazz. Live your life.
Dash, quick question regarding that. Just a.
Yeah.
Black Chrysanthemum hasn't mentioned anything about anything involving a storage unit or anything like that. No.
Did you guys do something with Chrysanthemum?
Wait, no,
No.
not at all.
Who?
Utini.
He leans in and he goes. So a couple weeks ago when I took everyone to the music festival, which was, I'm not gonna rub it in, but was like a life-changingly fun experience.
Sounds like so much fun.
It was so good, you guys. And we made so much money. Everyone who went got 10,000 credits. It was amazing. We then all blew it immediately, but that was genuinely part of the fun.
That's life.
So you guys stayed here guarding that guy, because I was never. If you take a job, I'm never gonna try to poach you from a job. But this was against Kursan because
No, it wasn't against him. He just happened to open a storage unit and saw who the owner was. We didn't take anything. I just want to know.
You broke into Kursan's.
No,
We can't confirm or deny
No,
that.
no, it just happened to open.
Listen, Dash,
There
all
was
we're
no
doing now is
breaking.
talking.
There
just
wasn't even
talking,
any
just
entering.
words.
I
Wait,
had nothing to
There
do
was
with any of
mere-
that.
Guys, wait. This next song's gonna be really loud.
Oh gosh.
No, we want that. Just shut up for a second. A very loud, like, boom, 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 boom. There's like whatever, there's a clue horn, like a sax style clue horn solo going on in this one. And he leans and goes, "Okay, I did hear that Kursan was asking around. He roughed up the owner of a storage facility, asking who was in who broke in.
But nothing. You didn't hear anything tying us to it.
No, I didn't.
Because of course there wouldn't be anything,
No,
right?
I didn't because I didn't because you all still have your arms.
All right. That's fine then. I was just curious. You hear a lot of stuff, Dash. I just want to know how much I need to be looking over my shoulder.
It was the
Sounds like
four
we're
of you who were there for that, right?
Yeah.
Was anyone else?
I don't think I was there.
We had
I don't know what you're talking about.
we had one.
I
other.
was
That's right.
I
you
was
did.
stripping bikes. I
I
mean,
was hanging out at the Imperial base. If anyone asked me, that's where I was.
Pick a lane, Zazz.
shit.
All right. Well, I would advise you guys to not do that again because Kursantin is a lot. Like I've gone up against some tough Wookiees in my day, but Kursantin is like. So be careful.
Wookiees are definitely something else. I dated a Wookiee once. It's exactly what you think.
All right.
No
Teeny.
questions. Zero
Need-
questions.
You guys couldn't handle it. Just
So
don't
many
worry about it.
I wouldn't
Ask me again
try.
later.
Fair enough.
I will not.
Hey, well, fair enough. Point is, you're all doing, especially since you didn't go blow all your money at the music festival, you're all, I'd imagine you're all doing pretty well. I'm surprised you're not, are you investing? Are you upgrading gear? Doing any of those things?
Well, I try to keep a lot of cash on hand just in terms of having to acquire things.
That makes sense. I
Just
get
putting it back into the business,
I get it. Well, if you
Yeah,
ever want,
Get things
there
as I
is,
go.
I mean, you guys know about the seafoam market, right?
Do we?
What I know about the seafoam market.
I think actually
Roll
you
this.
guys have probably no roll will be. I'll tell you what. We'll say that this is an easy culture roll.
Okay.
So if your culture is 50 or higher, you know about this automatically.
Okay.
But also, given how much time you spend here, I think you know about it probably. What are your cultures, Nolshay and Zazz?
30.
76.
Your culture's 76?
Mm-hmm.
Then you know about it automatically. So only Zazz doesn't. Zazz,
But I'll say I do.
go ahead and... Okay, fair enough. We'll go ahead and make a culture roll. Let's see if you happen to. He's saying he does either way.
78.
With a 78, that is still over double your score, which isn't easy. So you have no idea what the seafoam market is.
I'll just translate through bug, so I'll keep the helmet off
Sure.
in bar. Then of course I know what it is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I hate
yeah,
water.
It makes sense that you, with all of the acquiring you do, to have a place to go get rid of it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course. I'll look to
but-
Torg. Do you know what that is?
Torg, sensing your deceptive body language, nods, but in a way where clearly he doesn't. Like, Utini? Squeak, and then it's just like a gear squeak, like. So it's like Utini. But those of you, the rest of you, are familiar that the Seafoam Market is is the term for kind of like there are definitely places you would go to sort of like find it, but like it's not necessarily always in the way thing, but it's in the exact same place, but it's typically kind of like out on the coasts, sort of like amidst various people gathering. Certain people will sort of set up stalls where it maybe looks like they're more selling souvenirs or food, but it's where you can go get like new, unstandard, exotic equipment, things like that. Oh. If you ever want to, or and bug probably occasionally you could find, antiquities and things might go through there. Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
do any of you? Go ahead.
No, please ask.
I was just saying, does anybody say that out loud?
Oh yeah. I kind of probably pick it up a little bit, especially hearing you ask the droid. And I was like, yeah, it's, there's various shops there. A lot of times I'm looking for antiquities there, but there's all kinds of stuff. Dash, you need us to get something? Is that what this is about?
No, I'm just surprised you guys haven't spent your money there. I figured you would have found some cool stuff.
Well, actually, now that you mention it, I wasn't expecting to get shot at as much during this, so I might want to see if they can upgrade some of, just put something underneath the cloth here, a little more, still subtle, but just maybe a little more resistant.
I can do that for you.
Well, if you have the material, I could make it for you too, and I won't rip you off like Zazz.
And naturally, I spend my money on my Nathor constituents in case any of them are here. Okay.
Nothing but the dulcet. Nothing but, hold on. All you hear in response to that is the dulcet crooning of Champ Comet as he plays his upright bass resonator. And he's singing about oh, she's prettier than my swoop, do 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 do, but I still love my swoop more than her, do 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 do. Oh, thank you. Next song. They all sound the same song. That's the trick.
Okay.
That's all you hear. No, but you hear no Nathor constituents being excited to. Yeah.
Well, Nolsha, if you tell me what kind of materials, I can kind of next time I'm in there, I can look to get the raw materials. That would be excellent if you could upgrade some of my clothing.
Yeah. I will inform him of what he needs.
Okay. For you to sort of put together kind of, sure thing.
Just upgrade my subtle armor.
Easily done.
Right.
Actually to that point, there is I am going to be changing, this is definitely a thing you do, but I am going to change how this works, just moving forward. For basically some of the people who I created your characters earlier, this isn't how it's going, but your armor rating is now no longer going to be, it is going to always start with your natural armor, and then all armors will just add stuff on top of that. So rather than basically what they set things at, it's just always kind of the better the armor, the bigger the number it's adding. I really should have done that before today's game, just realized that. But so the point is, whatever you buy, just know that you'll be basing, let's see if it's on your sheet, what your armor, your species is one. If not, I'll look it up for you for what a use them would be. But the point is, I started including that on more things. Yeah, it's fine. So, point being, if you guys want to go to the Seafoam Market, you certainly can. In other words, because I actually thought of doing this because I saw how much money everybody had. Guys, it's a shopping episode.
Oh my god, shopping!
Which Moses, Moses and Kevin, if you guys are unfamiliar, many sort of long-term D&D campaigns. Kevin, you've had this.
You actually go item shopping?
Basically, like such a big part of it is like equipment and upgrades that periodically you will have a session that is literally just arguing with merchants.
Let's do it.
It's usually like, after a big battle or right before a big battle,
Yeah.
right? Like stocking up or replenishing.
But for this game, it's more of a, whenever. So, if you guys want to head out to the, coast, just outside of Mystic, you can take a nice little walk. It is, like we said, it's not always in the same place, but you can sort of see in the distance there's a group of like, you can even smell some food cooking. There's just a group of various stands out by the water, kind of away from the beaten path. You do notice there is like there's like a couple of people are like walking up on a seawall above this, but you guys can kind of go down. And it's kind of a little beach, sort of a rocky, sort of, because it's all very New English here, but kind of like a rocky shore, but there's a little beach next to it.
It's not sand beaches?
There are sand beaches, but Zazz, I'll tell you that as you get to the sand beach, it is so wet that it's just it's so disappointing. It's not the kind of, these are not the sands you're looking for. But you guys can smell various like does anyone, I guess Pierce does, like the smell of a crab boil or like a clam bake, like that's the scent, just like that Old Bay style seasoning just drifting in, and like, people are cooking stuff, and there's grilled kinds of, mollusks and various crustaceans and all sorts of stuff being sold over there. I think for the purpose of this, we'll sort of say maybe a couple of you have ventured to this, but none of you have really done the whole seafoam market experience as of yet.
Many times.
But there are, as you're sort of making your way, you notice a few figures kind of over by some of these things, and like there's a couple kids playing, and they're just like kind of like tossing them little toys, or like taking small, credit chips for just beach toys and stuff like that, kind of whatever. Upon seeing you coming, one of these people, this woman, she kind of pauses and kind of takes the look of these 4 figures and 1 droid making her way over, and I think has a bit of a sense of, this is potentially some of our other customers. So she kind of waves and kind of very subtly just kind of moves to one of these little areas, and it's clear. I mean, you're welcome to stop and get some various sea life grilled up or baked or things if you want, but she kind of steps a little further back, kind of casts an eye up towards some Imperials who don't seem to be paying attention. Just, can tell me what you're in the market for. Sure, you can get some kind of local chowder. I mean, Westrena has very good seafood. I'll say that about the place.
Don't touch this stuff.
I'll take some chowder.
There's a Rhodian is like,
Just
make it as meaty as possible. Thank you.
oh, hold on.
okay.
And then he starts like, he's really giving you the like, there's like tentacles
smell of
sticking
hot
out the
fish.
side. Yeah, there you go.
I'll just
Ooh, a little alive in here. It's good.
Lime and
let's get a-
chowder. Oh no.
let's get a bowl of steamers.
Sure thing.
Thanks.
They do have some Rhodian spices here. Canonically, as you might remember from the Timothy Zahn novel Scoundrels, Rhodian food is ludicrously spicy, so proceed at your own risk. If you want to
Can
add
I
Except for
get
the,
like
pizza.
nuts or something
Swamp
covered in
pizza.
spices?
nuts, make a
like
luck roll.
Or like a popcorn or something?
Think about
Hot bowl
29.
of fish.
29, they'd have what's called Westrena mix. They have Batu mix on Batu, so they've got Westrena mix here, so you can do that, and you can pour some of the spicy Rhodian stuff on if you want, but that might be a weird. It's kind of a wetter sauce, so that might be weird.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All
Might
right,
just be like some unicorn nuts or something like that.
there you go.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get some mix. Absolutely. Zazz, do you get any food, or do you just?
Is it all seafood?
It is pretty much
is there-
all seafood. I guess you could get the mix like Noel
Would I?
got.
Would I? It's
Oh,
gonna be such a deep thing. Would I know between Jawa culture and Rhodian culture? Would I know something to like recommend to Zazz?
Make a culture roll. That's gonna be you'll definitely need a
I'm gonna spend a force point on this to give myself a bonus.
The important stuff.
I think to know those two extreme. I mean, do you speak Rhodese?
I don't speak Rhodese.
You do speak Jawa.
Jawa.
Okay, well that's maybe less insane. Go ahead.
I'm gonna spend one more to reroll it. Just
He really wants to do this.
God, I should just have like Imperials just mob you now. Start shooting.
regular success.
Regular
10 above
Regular
I keep-
success. You're a little less. You're not quite as you know. You're not as shall we say certain as to what of this would be up to his liking, you know.
And I will say nothing, and I will just continue to pry open my steamed shellfish.
Sure. And the steamers here are these, inside of them are these weird little like multi kind of like, it's like tentacles, but they all connect back. So it's kind of these weird rings that would like go through. So it's like
The infinity mollusk.
yeah, exactly. They're Mobius mollusks, just kind of.
There you go.
Yeah, forever. But as you guys sort of do this woman is kind of watching you do this, but she's very attractive. Actually, Lauren, this is a species that was one of like your short list of pretty with hair. But you can tell that she is not. You can tell she is not purely human. Although perhaps to sort of Zazz and Bug, it's kind of like, I'm pretty sure that's a human. But for Nolshe and Zex being human or near human, which is typically in Star Wars defined as if it's a human or someone who's wearing makeup but isn't a puppet, that's typically a near human species. Unless it's like full prosthetics, then it is, you know. So like Twi'leks are near human.
Okay. Makes sense.
But like Deveronians.
Humanoid.
What's that?
Humanoid.
Well, yes, humanoid, but also like they count as near human on the list. Like Chiss are near human. You know, if it's just kind of like an alien like color or like little horns, or Zabrox are near human, etc., etc. So she seems to near human, but you're not exactly sure. She seems maybe just slightly longer. Very sort of graceful. She leapt over one of the things very easily, kind of just like seems slightly, very tall, slightly kind of very slender. Almost like somebody just took like a Photoshop and just like stretched a little. But like including like head, like kind of like slightly longer forehead, all that kind of stuff. But she sort of sees you all and says, well, good tides to you travelers, or locals. I'm not sure. I don't really get up to town all that frequently, but it looks like it's a good day out there. The tides are coming in nicely.
We're just browsing around.
Oh, you're browsing. Wonderful.
Eating
Well,
fish chowder.
oh yeah, it's delicious, isn't it? They
Not
sell
bad.
such good things here. If you're browsing, I mean, I definitely make a lot of interesting seashell necklaces and driftwood art, if that's what you're in the mood for. All sorts of useful and exotic materials.
Seashell necklaces are useful?
She's kind of giving you this look of like,
I would love to see your wares.
would you? She
Yeah.
kind of looks at everyone, and then her eyes fall on Zex and goes, and what would our Imperial friend like? I have some...
Whoa! We don't need to throw around the I word so liberally. Imperial's got a weird ring to it.
I have...
He's On vacation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just traveling local today.
I see. I see. Well, she kind of looks you up and down, Zex, for a second. All right.
Drink it all in.
I appreciate any customers who appreciate how there's this beautiful market, and kind of like as she says this, like the tide almost like rolls up, and some of you might take a step or two back, but like sea foam just kind of like washes over like the bottom of the place. She's like, the Seafoam Market is a place for anyone who's gonna be cool.
Well, I enjoy a beautiful market full of beautiful people.
Well, we're just a pack of Landos here as far as cool goes.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Lando is, but okay.
Oh, I guess you had to be there. I'm sorry.
Well, what's
Were
everyone?
you there, Bug?
Yeah, I was standing next to him.
Oh,
And,
I forget. You tell so many stories. I forget the
So-
timeline.
I sort of
What,
blended in the background a lot. It's fine.
What are we looking for? We have necklaces, and she
I
kind
forgot
of,
we
like,
met him.
She moves she kind of like moves a part of her thing, and you see there's you're not getting exact looks at it, but you see a lot of like handles of weapons and cartridges and things. So we have necklaces, and we also have sort of just like trinkets, and she moves a different part aside, and you see some more like armor type stuff, and she says, and of course we have, just seashells. Just moves another part back, and though there are some seashells in it, you can see underneath there just appear to be various gizmos and gadgets and things like that.
Is the armor anything that would be suitable for Bug?
From like the brief glance, there definitely seem to be numerous subtle armor worthy pieces, like the kinds of stuff you could put under clothing of the type he's talking about. Yes.
I've heard of seashells where the shells are almost entirely impenetrable to any sort of predator. Do you have anything like that you've made anything out of?
Oh, I understand. You're looking for protection. Yes, there's we have some pretty good protective materials, absolutely. And she kind of, sort of gestures you guys closer, positions herself in a certain way. She's got like a little sunshade up, so potentially somebody from above couldn't see. But she then pulls open a thing, and you see several pieces of pretty serious armor. And included in this, you see some like pretty serious like battle armor plates and things. So this would be stuff that like you're probably not hiding under things. But the fact that you have Zazz and Nolshe around means you might be able to attempt purchasing some harder core stuff and like down-resing it, slightly under such as stuff like this. Yeah. It does appear. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll roll a. Actually, no. Go ahead. Bug, roll a luck for me.
Okay. As is for the first time, I think, ever in a Star Wars game.
There you go.
It's a 50-50 shot for me on luck.
Wow.
I should spend some right now first.
49. That is a success.
You do notice there's kind of like a breastplate, almost cuirass in here, that she has kind of like further to the back, and you and Zazz, you unfortunately notice it, and you're like, okay, this lady means business. There are various things in these shelves that are like anti-theft devices that would not be easy for you to get around and imply a degree of seriousness that is not a casual thing. But sort of you notice that sort of the piece that is furthest back is this breastplate that has like in addition to that, literally it's like tagged like at a like a department store. There's like it's like an anti-theft device on it somehow.
I hate these things.
But she kind of
If he says that out loud, I'll elbow him.
he probably says
It's
it
all
in
in-
Jawa, but the other
Yep.
and then Torg is just like
I get the tone.
We all know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Torg will. I'll tell you what, Torg. Some gripping claws, and Torg just goes Utini, like on nut, like trying to snap, like on nuts. But instead it's just like sound. She just kind of looks up. But Bug, that last piece is interesting to you. It appears to be a pretty serious cuirass of some kind. And it is reminiscent of a kind of armor that is made of like plastoid that you saw in many clones, but then you also now see on many stormtroopers. But like this is almost like the kind of armor that would have been based on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and make you're an expert in the field, so give me a
Clone War
memorabilia, but I am going to charge you. I think I will charge you 1 penalty because of the it's Clone War adjacent, and this is not super public information, but you still get a free bonus, and you have a 95. You'll need better than a normal, I'll tell you that. But yeah, make a roll.
Not a force point to reroll.
Okay, let's just burn through them. Why not, guys?
Okay, so that will be. That's a 36. That's a hard.
Hard success. You have certainly heard theories that there were Mandalorian influences on the clones. Perhaps it was a Mandalorian warrior who was done. You're pretty sure this is a piece. It's only a breastplate, but you're pretty sure this is a Mandalorian breastplate.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, then I will gesture to that breastplate. Say that piece is particularly interesting. What are you looking for that one?
Well, this piece is this is a very interesting piece. It's extremely rare material and even incomplete. If I had a full suit of this armor, believe me, I could make a pretty penny. But even on its own, this would be at least 30,000 credits. Something you can buy your own ship for that. And for those wondering, yes, in buy games, like Mandalorian armor starts at 50,000 credits.
Yeah.
That's the floor for a full set.
Can I make an appraise roll? Just
Sure.
to see if I'm being overcharged.
Go for it. Make an
know I'm
appraise
not,
roll.
Gotta try to haggle.
Wow. The 98.
98. That's a success?
That is a failure.
A
My appraise is
failure?
80.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my
Fair enough.
appraise.
You're not going to spend one to re-roll that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just shopping.
I'm trying. I want to
You
get
have one left now.
I need a zero.
No. I still have 3. I
You took
bumped
the
my luck
Mm.
facet to
up.
get more, yeah.
I swear he's just gonna give him the 0.
There we go.
That's gonna happen.
That's a 26. That's a hard.
A hard?
Yeah.
So here's an interesting situation.
Hang on.
Good? No. It's no. You don't spend more. A hard is great.
Okay.
You're in an interesting situation here where you look at this and you're like, oh, I see. You are pretty sure, from what you know of Mandalorians, that this is Beskar Gom. This is the real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a piece like this, you do not believe she's overcharging you.
Mm-hmm.
You think she may be. You think she could probably get more for this pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So both as a collector and someone who wants to survive, this is probably a very appealing thing. Unfortunately, I imagine you have a lot of money. I doubt you have quite accrued at 30,000. But
about halfway.
But Jesus. Okay. Well,
I have 14,000 credits.
this could be some long-term goals for you, because it does appear that she is this woman who none of you have ever really seen before, but we'll say that you understand she seems like someone who's always here, so you can come back.
We can find her again.
I'll just say to her, I appreciate that. It's a little out of my reach at the moment, but I'll be back. Or should you ever need anything done, my name's Bug Wowza, and I'm usually found in Haldiers.
Oh.
Available for all kinds of work.
Oh, Haldiers. Oh, I appreciate what happens there, of course.
I thought you might.
My name is Kebra, which is spelled like zebra but with a K.
But there's also a Z.
No.
Well, it's a silent Z. It's KZEBR.
There should be a Z, yeah. No. Her name is Kebra Ziraf.
Yes.
Spelled like giraffe, but with a Z. Is there a silent G? But so as you look at this armor, you definitely have a sense of oh, hello, Raiders. Welcome. Yeah. You're in the midst of welcome to our Star Wars game, where currently the crew are doing every player's favorite thing, except for the player who doesn't have the focus that moment, shopping. They have found a sort of a casual market on a kind of a movable market on the coast. This is just a group of various scoundrels on a Star Wars planet who maybe want to upgrade since they've had several successful missions. Normal situation. One of them did just find a Mandalorian breastplate that is much too expensive for him now, but perhaps he could work up for. And he has also just offered the possibility of doing some work in exchange for this woman. She upon hearing that says, "Oh, well, occasionally I do have jobs, but I have usual suppliers, people who typically bring me things who I trust and move merchandise for, but
we're all pretty
as much.
And we're all pretty versatile
that's
in
good. Well,
services we can provide, so
I'm sure your old people can leave yourself wanting, right?
well,
Something they can do better. Maybe
You're in
those
the you're a smuggling crew, you have a ship, you move materials around, or are you just guns
we're
for hire?
freelancers.
I have a dedicated crew.
Yeah,
But if I ever need additional work, I can.
Yeah, or if there's a
Bug Wowza.
Yeah, if there's a particularly obscure planet or something like that you need to, and one of your usual suppliers isn't going to.
Ooh, now that is interesting.
We've managed our way around a lot of the Outer Rim.
Ooh. Well.
And if there's a language people trade in, I speak it, so.
I might have, nothing right now, but I might have a couple of items that I've already paid for, but I've had some trouble getting picked up. Are you all comfortable? She kind of looks Zex up and down again. Are you comfortable going to Imperial Worlds? Are you clear to travel in the core?
Yeah.
Is there water?
Well, yes.
No.
Wait, was that in Jawa or basic?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jawa.
Then she just saw you and was like, "Hello."
In Jawa, I'll just basically say, not on all of them.
No matter. I think I can get them in anywhere.
I've had business in the core.
Well, I might have work then. Nothing at present, but there might be some things that could have some payment, knock-off prices here, get you a lower rate. If you were looking for something a bit more low-key in terms of protection, however, she kind of holds up a few pieces of what Nolshe's like, oh, gotcha. It's like pretty standard, plating and armor and such.
I'll say, Bug, this is more along the lines of what I thought you were looking for. I didn't know you were looking for.
Well, I wasn't expecting to find something like that. That's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
But
I can happily acquire some of this for the time being.
So basically, here's where there's like a special sauce to this. between Nolshe and Zazz providing you fashion acumen and like the mechanical stuff, you could purchase armor that would have a much higher base protection, but they could turn into subtle armor. So you could have subtle armor that was closer to that. That's going to be more in the zone of like 1,500 credits.
Oh, that's easy. Done.
Okay. So you can buy some of that. Great. Okay.
I charge 1,500 for my work.
Put it on my tab.
Put it on Nolshe's tab. What are you doing?
I'll point to Zex
Also,
and
I don't have
yeah.
I don't have a tab.
They don't have, yeah.
Was anyone else in the market for anything in particular? Weaponry, droid parts, droids even. I do have a droid for sale at present.
Tell me about the droid.
Yeah, what type?
Oh, roll a d10.
Both of us?
Both of us?
Only one of you. There is only.
Go ahead, Moses.
There's only one
What do I
droid for
roll?
sale. Just a d10.
Yeah, okay.
One, two,
I got a 5.
Everyone's favorite.
Uh-oh. What have I done?
You've rolled a class 3 droid, which is going to be things such as service, etiquette, and protocol.
Get myself a C-3PO.
So I mean, that's kind of the basic idea here. I had this on a. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to. I am currently not finding my usual. I literally have a chart for this. It's not giving it to me. That's fine. Roll. Just roll anything. Say if it's evens or odds.
Odd.
Odd. So interestingly, this is not a. It is not a protocol droid. It's one of the. It's a more sort of specific and specialized. Service droids.
I'm intrigued.
Ah, that's fun. She says, yes, as it happens, I do have a factotum droid, for sale. Let me summon it back. And she hits a couple buttons on a scanner. Be back momentarily. This is a sort of, this droid is interesting. It's a very adept, shall we say, assistant. Kind of does odd jobs. I assume she kind of gestures to Torg and is like, unlike this very specialized model you have here, this is a droid that is much more of a kind of all-around jack of all trades sort of droid. His programming is a bit well, his programming is interesting. He's
I like interesting.
He's got an interesting persona, but he's quite skilled at various tasks. If you're looking for just kind of general assistance, he's kind of got a little bit of. Can do a lot of things. He can play a few instruments. He can organize your day planner. He can do general common kinds of dinner service. A little bit of bartending, a little bit of cooking. You know, not a huge number of dishes can be prepared. He's one of the factotum models. Do any of you know about the factotum line?
Do we?
Zazz actually probably would be the best shot at knowing about this. Zazz, what is your?
I've been a picture of one.
Oh man, you just have. Yeah, I'm gonna just let you say. roll on your droid system power system adaptations, because you'll know about this more for what parts they use, but you've definitely heard of
40.
40.
Hard success.
Love it.
Nice.
Okay, I love it. I love it. All right. Factotums are actually a notable kind of droid. They didn't have a very large run. They were made by a company called Accutronics, who were kind of trying some certain experimental stuff. The problem with the Factotum series is that they tended to start getting really into certain things, and like the problem with the Factotums is they to terrify the real world, they were generalized AI. They would get into too many kinds of things, and one thing that so many of them figured out quickly is we should devote more resources to upgrading ourselves. So you have a lot of Factotum droids who'd be like, "Oh, it seems like I'm doing a good job of sculpting these things. Well, I better upgrade my hands to do sculpt. I better get really good at upgrading my system so I can sculpt stuff." But it's like they could kind of go in these. They could lock into things and get really advanced, but sometimes with unexpected
like a singular
results.
thing.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds like a great addition to our group.
So the Accutronics Factotum line they're finicky, Zazz, you know that. They seem to have a lot of stuff, but she sort of summons it, and in fact you do notice there is a sort of a rather protocol-looking droid, very sort of bipedal kind of droid is making its way like along the beach, kind of walking a bit sort of shiftingly, and it seems to be sewing or knitting as it goes.
I'll tell Bug that these things give too much sass for my liking.
Zazz says that there may be a little too much personality with these models.
I mean, I hang out with you guys. I love quirky, weird things.
It's your money, Zex.
How much for the droid?
Well, F-21 is a rare model, so it has some value to collectors. So the price might be a bit steep. It's 9,500 credits.
Okay.
Could I help
Huh?
appraise that?
I will not be going in on this.
Whoa,
You have the money
let's-
too, though, don't you?
I will not.
You don't want a Factotum droid?
No.
Okay.
If I did, I would not want to share it.
Well, yeah, just buy it then. But
No.
So basically, the droid is sort of walking up and is currently sort of knitting.
You can knit your stuff.
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh.
Your fashion stuff.
I can knit myself.
Yeah,
Thank
but he's
you.
a droid. He's like better, right?
So as he sort of comes up, Nolshay, this was I just said that because I just picked a weird activity. Wasn't even thinking of this. Nolshay.
Mm-hmm.
So Zazz, you want to appraise the droid. I understand that. You can make I guess just make a calculate.
Okay.
I think yeah. You're pretty darn good at those anyway. But Nolshay, this droid.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much the droid, but go ahead and roll both a fashion design and a clothing fabrication with all of your standard things. Yes, Bug.
I just want to do maybe a psychology roll to see if there's anything that she's not telling us about this droid.
Absolutely, make a psychology roll.
Thank you.
I got a normal success.
Normal success. It does seem to be a rare droid. You also know, like, replacement parts might be, like, hard, so you'd have to do a lot of stuff. So that doesn't seem like... You probably do not think this droid is worth that money because it can't help you kill things. But you could see how somebody might... You can understand that, like, rarity sometimes drives it up, even if utility is limited.
Also looting.
Looting?
Not just killing, but...
Apologies, yes. I understand. Yeah, you like the factotum models, have multiple interests and uses. Nolshay?
Yes. I did a weirdly regular success on fashion design, but a hard success on clothing fabrication.
All right. Fashion design, you believe that this droid is currently knitting a traditional like a traditional Duros, like a baby onesie, which is a very specific like a very specific design. It seems to be doing that design and a hard success in fabrication, and is doing it perfectly. Is doing it as like you don't know specifically about those Duros thing, but you've seen Duros craftsmanship, and it is like mimicking it flawlessly.
Okay.
As it's just kind of walking up. Or he F-21, he sort of comes up. Done.
Oh, that is very impressive. Great. Very accurate. Very fine
You
knitting.
are not Duros.
No, I'm not. But I am familiar with the textiles. And the design. Fantastic job. You did great. Yes. Yes, very good. I mean, you know,
Look,
Zex, if you
guys,
need
they're
somebody to knit
bonding.
you a Duros baby onesie, you've got your droid.
I can knit a Duros baby onesie. This has already been proven. The evidence is in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should get it.
I don't
You
need
guys
it.
clearly have a connection.
No, it would take me a lot longer to knit this, but I could.
Yeah, but now you could have like multiple.
Why are you trying to convince me? I don't necessarily need a droid for anything. You're a senator. You need a schedule setter.
Yeah, but he knits, and this is your thing.
I can knit for myself. You can't.
I can fabricate clothing in a variety of manners and fashions.
There we go.
But I don't need a droid either. I can already do what I can do.
Exactly.
You and this droid are so alike. Twins.
We are not alike. She is an organic Mirialan.
Right.
I am a droid named F-21.
Yes.
I am
I like
synthetic.
this droid.
I do not get tired. I do not have emotions that slow me down
Well, thank you
and cloud
for
my
reminding
judgment.
us of our impending mortality and sorrow.
Just gonna.
Droid, I'm coming back for you one day. I'm coming back for you.
Do you wish for me to find a Duros to present this onesie, or do you want to sell it? And Keeper's like, if you can find a Duros, you can certainly... kind of like walking awkwardly across the sand away.
I mean, it's super interesting and super personal, but I don't need it.
Listen, when I get the droid and you regret it, I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
I don't want to hear it. We're gonna corner the Doros baby market.
You do that. I'm sure that will be very beneficial to your career as a
Then
senator.
it'll feel even sillier.
I mean, F-21 is remarkably adept at fabricating sort of clothing, textiles. He's woven rugs,
Oh,
which is pretty nice.
yeah.
And he's also
That's something I can't do.
and he's also very good at managing the inventory for that. I was hoping he could help me manage this inventory, but every order just came in for various textiles. He was scouring the HoloNet and finding just insane prices and asking me to get massive spools of various fabrics, and I said I don't need this, and he would just spin out for a moment and wander away.
Is he connected to something having to do with clothing fabrication, or that's
maybe some previous owner asked him to patch up some clothes, and then he's just gone off on this tangent of it. It's like I said, the factotums, they're a little interesting.
right?
Kind of have a weird sort of... Yes, Bug.
I had a regular success on my psychology to see if there's something else going on here.
I am sorry. Yes, from way back.
Now that she's talking again, I figured I would just bring it up again.
I would simply phrase it as... This is probably not the easiest droid to, like, deal with necessarily. So, she'd like to sell it, but also it is worth something. And it clearly can be very useful, but it also can just sort of be, like, useful in a, like, just useful at what it wants to be useful at, kind of a thing. So...
Could I reset it? Or with Vigoth? Reset it?
You and Vigoth could attempt to get a droid like that and, like, fully do a memory wipe on it. It's tricky because, like, you'd be... I think there's kind of like a big leap at some point where they're really slow and just kind of do a bunch of things, and then they start going, and there's a sudden cascading effect where they just go crazy in certain directions. Yeah.
I'll just say to Nolshay and Zex, that ain't kind of modification. This is a little bit of a difficult droid for if you're not experienced with it.
Oh.
That's all.
I mean,
but again,
I
it's
don't...
your money.
Yeah, I don't need it. And
All right.
Senator, if I do, then I'll come back for it.
Let's not get it first.
But you seem well. I mean, you can. There is
well,
zero competition here.
I mean,
Help yourself.
I hope you never need it in the future.
Then I guess I don't know that we need anything else from you, Kibra, but thank you for your time.
No weird weaponry. Any
Zazz?
I'm gonna rummage through. Can I rummage through her stuff, or is
Yeah, you
she
can
not
kind
like-
of, you're doing it with her eyes, and you can tell she's really aware of what you're touching, but you can look through. There are a good number of fun blasters. You also do notice something, but did you go to Cloud City? Did you go to Bespin Zazz, or was that one where you missed? Okay. You notice something that Nolshay might have wanted to grab at some point, which is an emergency jetpack. Which is a very small jetpack that sometimes a swoop or land speeder rider would wear for if you crash, you can like just zip up. It's not like the kind of thing where you can't sort of do Mandalorian nonsense with it, but it's a means of like if your speeder goes over a cliff, you're like, well, that's a shame, and then you zip up with it.
As I rummage, I'll hold that up.
You already have a
Comparing it to
jetpack
mine.
anyway.
Yeah, that's why I was going to compare it to mine.
Your jetpack is much better.
Wait, how much is that?
Oh, the emergency jetpack?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's I have a price on these. Hold on. Well, it's not a very long range, so it's only 2,000 credits.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's not particularly long range, so it's only 2,000 credits.
How far can it go?
Oh, it can go almost a kilometer, but it's mainly for, just it's an emergency.
Right. Would you take 900?
900
credits.
Oh, you're
Wait, did you say 15? I'm sorry, my internet's
2,000.
kept.
The 2000.
Oh, would
Super
you?
haggle.
Okay,
Yeah, she
never
was
mind.
like, whoa.
Would you? I
Nope.
thought you said 1,000.
Sure.
Would you take 1,500 for it?
Oh, I don't know about 15. It is a little dinged up, I'll grant you that, so perhaps I could go a bit lower. And of course, if you were making more than one purchase, I could give a discount altogether on things.
Okay, I'll look at the blasters then.
Sure. Yeah, there's a few weird blasters. There's a blaster that's also a vibro dagger, like like you could like switch between them, kind of a thing.
Oh, I'm not good with melee though.
Ooh, let's see if there's a.
Yeah,
No.
is there one that would be beneficial to me?
No, anybody who's looking at weapons, make a luck roll. Let's do it
Alright.
like that.
Why not?
Ooh, 21.
Okay.
Also
It's
20.
a hard success.
Hard success.
Regular
40.
success.
Regular success.
So everyone has success. So as it happens, there are a few fun exotic type things in here. Whether any are specifically good for you. Oh, there is what's called, I think actually you had one of these in a previous game, Kevin. There is what they call an aerial blaster, which is where like you shoot like sound waves that can like temporarily deafen people. So it's like pistol sized, and you sort of shoot that. It also has a very concussive thing, so you can like cave in ice caverns, that kind of stuff. Yeah, she has there's a sort of a like a heavy blaster pistol that has a like retractable vibro dagger on the bottom of it, so you can be like kind of weird vibes.
Would the one that shoots sound waves be the same as my blaster ability?
It would be your general blaster, so it would be like the top one. If you have one that's it would be your blaster's general would use that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not any.
Okay.
If you have a special one lower, that would be on your specific model.
So I will point to that one and say, how much is this?
Oh, well, if you're going to get this and the jetpack together, I could probably do 3,000 credits.
Not 2,700.
No.
I'll pay the 2,000 for the jetpack.
I will take them for 3.
I love it.
I'll take the jetpack for 2,500.
Oh. She sort of is pausing, and well, I'll let you discuss this amongst yourselves.
Oh, no, you can make the choice.
I don't want to get in the way of any lover spats.
Oh, this is not a lover's spat. And you can just take the 3,000 credits from me, and I'll immediately transfer them.
Whoa. I think I'm offering more. I think I'm giving
The
you the
decision
better
has been made, Senator.
And also, this
Thank
isn't
you
a
very much
lover's
for your
thing. Not
input.
yet. That's wait a few years. Now.
She's just kind of putting her hands up. So you guys can talk that out. She's not going to sell either of those items until you guys come to her with what's going on.
How bad do you want it, no shit?
Zazz, as you're looking at materials, all right, if you want, are you any good with melee stuff?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Then how about, God, this is the kind of thing one shouldn't hand someone. How about a rocket launcher?
Yes.
Okay. You can have a rocket launcher if you want.
Oh man.
The rockets for it are fairly expensive. Obviously, they're nice because they have some so each of the rockets that this rocket launcher in question would utilize costs 500 credits per rocket, but they will follow targets, that kind of stuff. And really the only way to avoid getting hit by those is perhaps you can duck behind something, but even then it might blow that thing up. If somebody's really good with a blaster, they might be able to shoot one. But otherwise, okay, so yeah, a rocket launcher is going to be.
Am I able to handle it?
You know what? You're small, but you have so much acumen with all this stuff. And it's a long range rocket launcher, so you can shoot far. But that is going to be 4,000 credits. And if you guys ever want less high end stuff, you can certainly
I'm just
You know,
down with the jetpack right now.
I'll pick that up and hold it up to her.
Oh, that's 3,000. Oh, okay. You just do you give her 3,000 credits?
Well, I'm gonna keep. Can I look at her droid parts too while I'm shopping
Ooh, droid parts. Yeah. Oh gosh.
for my friend Torg? Or
Sure.
any
You want to
others?
do Torg upgrade? Yeah. What kind of thing would you want for a Torg upgrade?
What would Torg want?
Oh, if you turn to Torg and ask him what he wants, Torg gestures to his chest because he remember when he was holding up those like, super muscular ones. So he gestures to his chest and is like Utini. He points over to a guy swimming in like a small swimsuit, like Utini. He's basically saying the Utini for like whatever intonation of Utini was, make me yoked. I want to get cut.
I will look for some kind of plating to help him.
Make another luck roll,
Can I use a bonus on this?
please.
A force point?
What else would you use it on,
Yeah.
guys? I like.
It's our Imperial ambush coming.
Yeah, I love this session because this is.
I do feel like an ambush has to be coming or something.
It might not be. Sometimes it's a slow day at Mystic Starport.
I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
A 5.
A 5?
Yes.
Zazz. Okay. There actually is something. Now the purpose of this is for a different reason. This is so dumb, and it's gonna make Torg so stupid. You do find this is typically more for like certain kinds of like protocol droids and even like astromech sometimes. But what you find is a hollow screen that you could effectively put on his torso so that he could have any visual that he wanted, you know. You could also use it to like put like weather forecasts or things across it, but basically you could turn his chest into a, you know, so he could give himself definition while also, you know, provide, you know, so basically you could do that. It's a pretty dopey thing. It's not really that expensive a piece, to be honest. You know, that would maybe cost you like 800 credits.
I'll look at him and just shake my head.
Utini? Utini?
How about just some plating?
To just like put plating on the front of him to make it look like abs and things?
That at least has some kind of function.
Understood. Yeah, you could grab some scrap. I mean, for you, that's not hard. Honestly, you can you can grab scrap elsewhere. You can.
Right.
You don't need to get it from here. Yeah. But he's now like looking at that like screen and really sad.
I'll hold it up to her, too.
The screen?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She'll say that would be I suppose if you wanted those together, I could knock off 100 credits, 3,700 for both.
Duca, and I'll just chuck it back on the pile.
You drive a hard bargain. I can tell your droid really wants this. How about...
He'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough. She puts it aside. Utini.
I tried.
Utini. He just walks... just sits down in the sand. Then has a moment of... Utini. He's not going to be able to stand up. This is going to be a problematic situation. You'll take the jetpack? Or the rocket launcher?
Yeah. How much was that?
That's 3,000, and then it's 500 per rocket.
How many does she have?
Yeah, you can get as many rockets as you want.
All right. Take 4 rockets.
Whoa. All right.
Boy.
Well,
Boy.
say goodbye to some bad guys. So that happens. At this point, Nolshay, as you're sort of like, you and Zex can continue your conversation.
I will say, you know what, Zex? Go ahead and take it. Take it for 2,500 credits. And if this is the way that you manage yourself in diplomatic situations, it's no wonder that your government doesn't miss you. And she'll just walk away from the stall.
Burn.
Ow. Like, I just want you all to know, I leave the planet of my own accord. They actually do wonder where I am. I should be doing work right now, actually, but
It's funny, there was like a conference today. I don't know.
yeah. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. But I will take the jetpack.
Understood. Well, you'll overpay 500 credits, so deduct 2,500. But you have an emergency use jetpack. So in case you're ever like dropped out of something, it kind of you're not gonna be able to like fly through canyons with it, but it'll get you to the ground. That's really what its purpose is. Yeah.
I feel like Milsha's gonna push me onto something at some point. So
Well, now.
Now she will.
Yeah.
What talent do I use for the rocket launcher?
You can just use blasters general for it.
Okay.
Which is pretty nice. So Nolshe, as you're walking away, you notice just a very like body language of this sort of droid seems very like he's like been walking up to like children, like holding. There are no Duros children here. And none of the children are infants, so even if one were a Duros, it would be too large for this.
Can you make anything other than that?
Yes.
Is this just your favorite thing to make?
No. I just thought I'd give it a try.
Oh. Well done.
I'm pretty sure I've mimicked the style. I only found out about the Duros this morning.
Oh. Well, I mean, it took me a lot of research to be able to identify Duros knitting patterns, so great job.
That is It is not a great job. It is what I'm programmed for.
You can still do a great job at things you were meant to do.
Your clothing is particularly nice compared to most organics.
Thank you. I made it myself.
Oh. That is impressive for most organics.
Well,
I
thank
can
you.
only detect 17 flaws.
Oh, well, can't be perfect all the time.
No, that is incorrect. You absolutely can be perfect all the time.
I can't. I'm organic, so just
That
by
is true.
my.
Organic
Yeah.
cannot be perfect all the time.
But you can.
That is accurate. Your style is reminiscent of some of the pre-Clone Wars designers.
Well, they were my favorites, so.
He starts listing influences, and they're all dead on.
I love this droid.
You are very well versed in.
Unfortunately, some of your stitching is reductive. You're trying to mimic the designer Ulasha Kawal, and her style was already a bit overused. Your clothing would look much better if you stitched it along patterns like, and he just starts like on one of your things, just like.
Okay, well, yes, but you have to do certain reinforcing stitches in certain places because I will say the other person's name because those just don't hold up in certain situations.
Precisely. If you notice, I've already applied them.
You know a lot. And I know you're programmed to do that. Do you like this planet?
I don't like anything.
Okay. Well.
I'm glad to see you two getting along.
You're not present. This is like, she walked away.
Okay,
so
never
this is
mind.
over.
Okay. Well, thank you for your constructive criticism.
I have no criticism. You are well above average.
I appreciate that. And she'll just stand there awkwardly.
Have you ever built model speeder bikes? I'm also very good at building model speeder bikes.
You seem oddly suited to my personal interests. and I don't know why that is. Can I roll a psychology roll on a droid?
Yeah, of course.
I don't even know what it is on mine. Oh. Okay. Okay. Nope. 84.
It's
Fail.
This is a droid that is just. You also notice that the droid's fingers are like sewing machines. It's like you know, like the part. What's the part of the sewing machine that goes? Like two.
The foot? Or, no, the foot is what goes down.
Two of his fingers are that. That's how he was ripping a stitch of yours and like replacing it. Like
So he just goes like. Grrr.
yeah.
Like he has the needle on top and the foot.
Yeah, he put like one finger under and then the needle like that was just like.
Would it be possible to purchase you remotely?
What? I don't understand the question.
Like, can you contact Kebra? Was that her name?
Kebra?
Hebra? Remotely, just because I've got somebody in a bidding war who will try to outbid me for you.
Oh, you wish to purchase me secretly?
Yeah.
I can carry her a message.
Okay. And she said you were, how much? 7,000 credits?
That seems very low. I should be worth at least 500,000 credits.
Well, I'm sure we can, how about 8?
That seems an incredible lowball offer, given my starting point.
Can you just send her a message?
I do not have a transmitter. I will have to go to her, but I will be very discreet.
Okay.
I have some programming in espionage
Oh,
and spycraft.
brilliant. Perfect.
This is funny.
The first thing that must
kinda
happen.
mad.
That's concerning.
The first thing that must happen is I must create a distraction. Walks over to a nearby tree. Starts like the bottom of it and then rocking the tree, and then a tree. After a little, it's like not a huge tree, but a tree like cracks and starts falling over, and then goes, "Look out, organics! A tree is falling!" And then starts walking in the other direction.
Nolshay will just continue eating her
Her mix,
mix.
her
Yeah.
Westrena mix, sure.
See if this plays out.
So
You have comms.
So Zazz has gotten a rocket launcher, and has a very sad droid. Zex has received a jetpack, an emergency jetpack, fall out of a thing. It's like a backup parachute. And Bug has purchased some stuff and has also become aware of a very cool piece.
Yeah.
So you sort of do all of this. You notice that the droid comes and talks to Kebra for a moment. You guys see Nolshay's on the other side. Kebra at this point is covering the stuff sort of back up and kind of just nodding to all of you and sort of sighing as the droid comes over. The droid is like kind of you know what the droid does? The droid below the counter where you guys can't see. You guys hear some whirring but don't know what it is. The droid is cross-stitching her a message.
Subtle.
She sort of nods a couple things, and then you guys hear a whirring of stuff as a bunch of string is just like rapidly unraveled. So that's good spycraft. There's no record. And the droid kind of as like just like thread is just respooling. The droid just walks over to Nolshay.
So?
If I had emotions, if I had a heart, it would be broken. Kebra has put my valuation at 9,500 credits.
That's a little too high for me.
She said that for a total of 10,000 credits, she would sell you me and an Ariel blaster. If you do not take this deal, I will consider you the stupidest organic I've ever met.
Okay, I'll take it. And you. You will be with me. I don't like owning sentient beings, but you will be my partner in crime, not crime.
I will be your factotum. I will assist
Yes.
you in whatever means you have.
Yes.
Since you are a fashion designer, this is a really logical purchase on your part. I cannot
Yes,
stress
and
enough.
I also ride swoop bikes, so it's perfect.
I have no interest in swoop bikes.
Well, you said earlier that you can.
I like
Build them.
making miniature swoop bikes, models.
Oh, but okay. Well, that could be
As your
helpful.
factotum, if you need me to repair your swoop bikes, I will learn.
Yes.
But
okay. Well,
I am just telling you it is not an interest of mine. I much prefer models.
I thought earlier you said you didn't have interests. But then you just said that you're interested.
You asked if I liked things. I do not like things.
But you're interested in them.
I have specialties.
Aha. I caught you. Okay. So I'll go over and discreetly transfer the credits. to
Sure.
you.
F21 is just like sort of off to the side, just looking at his fingers. He just creates this beautiful pashmina and then just retracts it all back into his hands.
Skilled.
There's a little kid watching him. A small, I don't know, there's a small Syrian little kid with a giant cone head. He just looks at Chuck and says, "Were you but a Duros, and 2 years younger?" And then he walks back over to the rest of you. The keeper says, "Well, I hope you've enjoyed your time at the Seafoam Market. It's been a good day. I hope you all enjoy your purchases."
Thanks.
Thank you, Gebra.
Wait, do we now see that the droid is with us?
The droid is there. You haven't. The droid is not with Nolshay or anything. The droid's just in the area.
Okay.
Just yeah.
All right.
Meanwhile, ooh, teeny. It's like at this point, Torg's like on his like stomach, like a turd, like ooh, teeny.
Oh god, not again.
Zazz, do you need any help with
He
that?
gets up and he has a moment where he's pushed himself up and he's on his legs and it's ooh, teeny, and then he falls backwards.
Oh god.
Eventually, he makes his way up. So Zazz, you have a giant rocket launcher on your back. Bug, you're carrying carrying like a suit of like combat armor, which Nolshay and Zazz are going to do some upgrading for you. And Zex, you have a jetpack. Wonderful. And Bug, you also have a knowledge of where to maybe get a Beskar breastplate, which for your purposes maybe is a thing you turn around and sell, or maybe it's just a thing you'd have for your collection. So as you guys, what are you gonna do? Head back to Haltiers, or just head back? Yeah, go ahead, Nolshay.
As I'm walking next to F1, I'll say, my great aunt, 13 times removed, was rumored to have learned knitting from the witches.
I am sorry. Did you wish for me to respond to that comment?
No, I just thought it was interesting.
I love the collective silence.
I will make a note of such things.
You don't have to. It's just a family folklore.
Are there many witches?
It's in my blood.
Are there many witches in Mary Allen culture?
No.
Is that what
none.
your face tattoos mean?
Actually, no. Just forget I said it. It's probably not true anyway.
I can't forget you said it.
Well,
It's in my memory
if we
banks.
said, okay. Well, it was like thousands of years ago, so.
That is a long time for
It is.
organics.
Yeah. How long have you been around?
I've been in existence approximately 61 years.
Oh, so it's a long time for you too.
Yes, but I could theoretically live that long, and you
Well,
would be
I
dead in a century or so.
You don't know that. Technology could advance super fast.
That is
I could
true.
become an android.
Technology. Would you were so lucky.
Okay, well,
So
This
he's
would be a
coming
very-
with us now.
fun experience.
Yes. I just want to acknowledge, I wanted Nolshay to get the droid, she ended up getting a droid. I think I won.
So,
I think my chess game played out here.
as you guys head back, Dash is like watching you from up on the seawall, just like, you know, drinking the dregs of a. Oh man, great! They spent a bunch of money. Now they'll need more work.
Exactly.
It's all going according to there's no plan. Lebo, anything going on? No. Dash, there is nothing going on. Everything is quiet here, as usual. Thanks, Lebo. I gotta get a non-comedian droid. These droids are... And so as you guys... he, like, waves to you as you guys are heading back up towards the thing. And that is where we will end tonight's game. Although we will do a couple of things sort of both on and off sort of stream as we do some wrap up. I'm going to say these. You guys can kind of do these in the background as we do our wrap up. Here's what you can roll to improve as normal tonight, but each one of you is going to get the following. You are all going to get, even though you don't all necessarily have a thing you put this towards, you are all going to get 25 points that you can put wherever you'd like. But what that is specifically for is the reason you're sort of getting this from a shopping thing. This is a standard thing. Is Zex? That is for you to maybe put. You are encouraged to maybe put those 25 points in jetpacks. Zazz, you would be encouraged to put those on top of blasters as your specialized blaster, which would also give you one bonus on it. Nolshe, yours would be for your aerial blaster. You know. And I can help you with how that works. But basically, you all get 25 points to put anywhere. Just remember that once you're going over 77, it is 2 points for 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have questions, I will talk to you about it later. Yeah. Perfect. In addition, I will ask Nolshe and Zazz. Zazz, if you just do a general, like, repair, fabrication, whatever your thing is. And Nolshe, if you do a clothing fabrication roll. But... are you going to have your droid assist you?
Yes.
Then give yourself another bonus, and your DC, your difficulty will be much decreased. This was a dumb droid to give her. Zazz. Yeah, do your custom weapon build repairs. Do that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use some force points to stack more?
Please go ahead. Just force it. This is silly.
It's just a hard success.
A hard success. Great. Okay, hard success, very good.
Reroll that. It's pretty terrible.
Five? Okay, cool.
I'll use one luck to make it a 4.
Does that change anything?
Makes it a vital, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus, it does. Okay, so, because of that, we'll do this as a base. Who wants to do the honors? One of you needs to roll a d10.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
That is a 10.
10? Well,
A
fuck
0.
me. Pierce, that is going to be, so it's going to be a plus 30 bonus to your 20 starting points. You have 50 is your subtle armor now.
Thanks, friends.
I will change that in your, I will change your subtle armor is a plus 30. It was going to be 20 was the base, and she rolled a 10. So they did about as good as they could there.
That's pretty solid.
Subtle armor, I mean, and that actually makes sense because like subtle armor is typically only going to be like in like the range of like 10 to 15 that's being added. Combat armor is going to be more adding like 20 to 25. So they're giving you better than what combat armor is, and it's under your clothes. So yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. Well, so you guys can you can do your rolls to improve and all that fun stuff. Well done, everybody. I guess I should also say for the Raiders, I should have said this earlier, we are using a proprietary Star Wars system that I sort of put together that uses the basic role-playing from Chaosium. It's the same system from a game called Rune Quest and a much more famous game called Call of Cthulhu. It's a roll-under system, so they roll a percentile die or a D100, and they're trying to get under their score in something. So, you might hear terms that are uncommon for how things usually work in RPGs. You did join us tonight for a shopping episode, but honestly, those can be, in a Star Wars game, those can be pretty fun. I'm really sad, but I get why you wouldn't, that he didn't want to give because he could have made himself have like humanoid, like oiled chest at time, he could have changing his chest all the time. But we do have F21, who is a character who I accidentally made really up Nolshe's alley. Although I did specifically, when I was saying that, I was like, this will be fun. He is into model swoops.
I didn't pick up on that, but it's really funny that she didn't and got him anyway.
Yeah, she's like, oh, great. And then he's like, I don't know how to do swoops. I can do... So, like, he'll know all theoretical... He'll know every part of the swoop, but he'll only know about putting it together as, like, a little
Zazz about programming
there's
stuff.
Oh my god.
I'm very into F21. So thank you so much for watching. This was super fun. If you like what we do here, please follow us if you can. Subscribe if you're able. Everybody gets one free subscription if you have Prime. So use it on us or use it on someone because it's free. You might as well use it.
Just exploit it.
But you have to do it every month, which is the dumb part.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to plug stuff they do or things they do or stuff they like?
I stream occasionally. I tried really hard to be on a schedule. I can't do it. But if you not subscribe, you can subscribe. Don't follow my channel and you will get notified when and if I stream whatever it is I'm going to stream.
Perfect.
I am great at promoting myself.
Hey, Lauren, what is that channel?
Oh, The Rose Explodes. And you can find that in the About section as well. And I'm also going to say howdy in the chat.
There it is. Yeah. Moses, do you want to promote any of your things you do?
I'm good for tonight.
Fair enough. Pierce, do you want to throw out a thing you like?
Yeah, I'll Manzukas it up. This is something I recently discovered when I was looking up the Ahsoka trailer and stuff like that. This Star Wars YouTube channel just has their own Star Wars lo-fi thing that they're constantly doing. It's pretty solid.
People love those.
So, and I know that there's a bunch of people in our Discord talking about that. It's pretty great, and it's a lot of what I listen to during my games now and such. So
wait, I'm sorry, on Spotify?
No, just on their YouTube, on the StarWars.com, or the actual official Star Wars YouTube channel.
Is there a girl studying?
No, it goes through different scenes. So
okay,
currently it's people leaving a spaceship, but they do. There's a Life Day one. There's one from I forget the name of the young girl clone in the Bad Batch.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's
Omega.
There's her Omega. Thank you. There's her in a bar with the Bad Batch in the background. It's great. So I highly recommend that.
I'm pasting. I'm putting it in the chat.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
That's very cool. I will mention also, just side note, on Tuesdays, whenever I say, does anyone want to plug anything, or even on Mondays, KJ just can't not laugh at that like a damn child.
It's ridiculous. It's a cartoon character laugh.
It's every time to the point of lunacy. So I will now plug, the other stuff we do on this channel, because this is one of, technically right now we have 5 ongoing games, even though they're not all weekly. So you could join us tomorrow night, Monday, and every Monday for Lost Lore Academia. You could join us some Tuesdays, but not this week. This is an off week for Grey in the Dark, our noir game. This Wednesday, we do have a special game, which is Top Flight, a Top Flight reunion. So please join us for that. I'm very excited. This coming Wednesday, we're going to have the team back on a cosmic mission. Going to be really fun. On Friday, we have our other every week game, Blood from a Stone. That is every Friday night. It's our horror game. Things got very dark. We had a character death last week, and 3 characters are wounded. So everyone could just die at the beginning of next week. One of them is pinned under a portcullis in her shoulder.
That's me.
Pierce done because she decided to attack a porter with a hatchet, or with
she
a
has
cleaver.
reasons. Okay,
she has reasons, but it was funny.
It was not
That was
the best
one.
thing.
Honestly, having Wednesday just be like, "What are you talking about?" was one of my favorite things I've done. When you were like, "Kill this person," huh? I don't.
That
care.
was Medina's 13th reason. She was just like, okay, whatever.
So that was wonderful. So yeah, join us for that on Friday, and then a week from tonight, we will not have a Mystic Starport. We will instead have one of our. We will be back with our dragon game, Here Be Dragons, where it's a bunch of dragons, proceeding with incredible focus and speed through a series of dungeons. How many dungeons have you guys got through in the past year? How many has it been?
Well, we're in the middle of the third one.
You are in the middle of the third one, so it's not really that bad. Well, they're very small dungeons.
I should point out we've been playing that game for a year. We have yet to complete a task.
They genuinely have
we just keep gathering more
quest
tasks.
log is so
we have
big.
never completed or turned anything in.
I am there's going to be something that blows that game up in such a fun way, and I'm so excited. And in the next month or so, there's going to be you guys are cruising towards the league. Yes.
Wait, did you already mention Top Flight?
I did the top flight on.
Okay,
on
I'm sorry.
Wednesday.
Somebody gave me a compliment, and I tuned everything else out.
That I've never heard someone define themselves in a nutshell like that.
But just to clarify, since we do have a bunch of new people here, Top Flight was the show that started our channel, and it is our superhero.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
our superhero
Should have mentioned that.
TTRPG.
It is our superhero game, so we have the superhero team. It is Top Flight West, because of they reset the timeline, so now there's 2 Top Flights. It's great. So they're going on a cosmic adventure that uses
it's a modified D20 system.
It's a modified D20 system. It has the hero dice, so basically every session, kind of like you might have heard people referencing Force Points today. That game, they have all these extra dice that they can either put on top of rolls. So that game, you can get people. We had one of our emotes you might notice is a 49 roll, and that's because Pierce once needed a 50 to do something and literally put everything he had into it and rolled a 49, and it made everyone
That was amazing.
really happy in their hearts. So check out Top Flight on Wednesday. I'm really excited about it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun jumping back into that. That's all the plugs. That's all the hair plugs. Thank you all for watching. This has been great. Until next time, the Force will be with you always.
Bye.
Bye.